Imagine yourself being tortured day and night, every day, for at least a year. Imagine waking up to little to no food each and every day. Well, people who are forced to suffer in North Korean prison camps go through that every single day for what feels like an eternity for them.
Around 1947, the first North Korean prison camps were established, although not known. From then on, more camps were developed. Inmates escaped, and soon enough stories of the prison's atrocities spread out to the West. Escapees and former prison guards disclosed horrible sights of death, starvation, and rape.
The camps are brutal to the inmates. Prisoners described horrible lives in the camps. One escapee even recounted the fact that inmates were forced to throw rocks at a man who was being hanged. There are also plenty of cases where the inmates who actually escaped suffer severe brain damage from the awful torture methods the North Koreans used.
These issues violate several different articles of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, such as Article 2, 4, 5, and 10. North Korean prison camps provide such little food a day that almost all of the prisoners there suffer from famine. As described as one of the escapees from one of the camps said, every morning we would get roughly 150 kernels. This number is probably the most accurate piece of information we could get because every morning one of the prison inmates would count every kernel she got.
The same escapee informed us of the long-term effect of famine. After the first few months, you will start losing the fat on your backside, eventually showing the tailbone. Then, after the tailbone starts showing, it starts rubbing against the concrete floor every time we slept, breaking through and rotting the skin, therefore permitting spinal fluid to escape, therefore leading into severe brain damage. This violation breaks Article 5, which is, no one shall be subject to torture or to cruel, inhuman, or degrading punishment. By denying enough food for the inmates and not giving them better care violates this article.
Many citizens are sent to camps because they have different religious orientations or support different political ideologies. For example, if they're Christian, they get sent to a camp and are severely punished. Women are also treated poorly. Reports of rape and forced abortions come from prison guards. The children don't receive good treatment either. Mixed-race infants are killed at birth. In fact, around 1,500 to 2,000 people are killed, mostly children. This breaks the second human rights article, which states that humans are entitled to all their rights and should not be discriminated against for their race, gender, or religion.
Slavery is recognized to be something that was from the past, but for North Korean prisons, they think it's normal. Beginning from early in the day, the inmates are forced to carry long wooden logs several kilometers over and over again. And only in 2018, the United Nations disclosed that North Koreans' biggest crimes involve cases of forced labor, especially in their re-education camps.
Many inmates are in prison because of arbitrary arrest. They don't get to testify at all. The justice system isn't fair in North Korea. One prisoner was sent to prison because they thought he was a spy. In reality, he was just a tradesman who happened to be doing business with South Korean people. If he had the chance to testify, he could have been a free man. A Korean woman tried to flee the border with her children. She got sent to prison. Most inmates don't deserve sentencing but are in prison for unjust reasons. This violates Article 10. This article says that no human being should be sentenced to arbitrary arrest or unfair hearings. Many Koreans undergo the flawed justice system.
One of the most gruesome stories of North Korea defectors is Otto Warmbier. Otto Warmbier was a 21-year-old man at the time who was a scholarship student at the University of Virginia. He and a group of tourists went on a budget tour to North Korea. At the airport, he was escorted away along with 2 North Korean guards. Thinking that Otto was going to be alright, his tour group headed home without him. A few weeks passed. On the news, Otto's parents, Fred and Cindy Warmbier, saw Otto being sentenced to 15 years in a re-education camp to carry out hard labor. Knowing that Donald Trump frequently watched Fox News, Fred Warmbier went on the news and said, "President Trump, I ask you, bring home my son," he said. "Only you can make a difference." On June 17, 2017, Otto Warmbier was brought home to be greeted by not his family, but a full medical team. It was only after the medical team confirmed what his problem was that his family was allowed to see him. His family described his figure to be his arms and legs looked like they were not in the right place, and he was twitching the entire time that they were there. Otto was twitching and jerking around due to severe brain damage. His teeth looked like as if someone took a pair of pliers and rearranged all of his teeth. Despite the fact that he was under extreme care, he died within the first 48 hours of his arrival to America.
North Korea has kept this going for too long. They degrade human beings with cruel and painful tactics, torturing them, starving them. North Koreans don't get fair trials, nor do they have freedom of thought. They are treated as slaves, forced to go into servitude. If North Korea isn't stopped now, they will continue to ruin their country forever.